Voting today in the House of Representatives, and a $500 stimulus check has just been approved in one major city. Applications are opening soon, and I have all the details for you in this video. And an alarming trend starting to emerge across Americans. Something else we need to watch very closely. All of that plus more in this video. Let's get into it right away. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information that is literally changing every single day, especially now that the stimulus package is in the Senate and they're working their way through this thing and want to have it fully passed within the next couple weeks. We're watching it closely and they're making progress on this thing, but I'm here for you every single day with all those updates as your one and only daily advocate. So again, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can keep you tuned with everything going on. All right, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let's get into this right away. All right, so the House of Representatives will likely be voting today on a stopgap bill, otherwise known as a continuing resolution or CR, to make sure that the government is able to stay funded and keep the lights on, in other words, stay operational and not go into a government shutdown as a result of the stopgap bill or the continuing resolution that is going to be expiring here in about 48 hours. Well, a little more than 48 hours, but we'll just call it 48 hours because realistically, it's on Friday that the whole thing expires. So they need to get this thing done, otherwise we could potentially be looking at a government shutdown. However, as I mentioned in one of my videos yesterday, please don't worry about it. They will get it done. They pretty much get it done every single time. We've already seen indication from the leaders, as in Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer, these guys who are negotiating these things out. They've already both come out and said, don't worry about it. We'll get it done. So we're taking their word for it, even though sometimes it's kind of hard to do because pretty much everybody in Congress continues to say things and then they don't happen. But either way, I'm pretty confident they're going to get it done, so please don't let it bother you. But this is just something that they will be working on today, according to Steny Hoyer, who was out yesterday saying that it is likely he'll be bringing that vote to the floor in the House as soon as today. The last final details that they were looking for coming out of the Senate was how far do they want to push this continuing resolution out? Out until next year? A couple weeks? What are we talking here? We don't have that hammered out quite yet, but maybe as of this recording, they will actually have that done. I have not seen anything quite yet, but who knows? They have a history of working on things literally as I record videos. Usually when I get done recording my videos, usually there's an update. So either way, as of right now, I have not seen a date, but either way, they should be voting on that sometime today. I'll keep you posted. So, of course, after that votes through the House, then it moves over to the Senate, but again, I'll keep you posted on all that. Next, a $500 stimulus check has been approved in one major city. Now again, as you know, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time now, I'm back for you every single day and literally every single week. I'm out with various different universal basic income or guaranteed basic income programs that are being announced. However, this one is not one of those programs. This is just a straight up $500 one-time stimulus check that is being sent out in one city, which happens to be St. Louis, Missouri. So if you're in St. Louis, Missouri, hey, it might be for you, right? So you might want to listen to this very closely because applications are opening soon and you want to make sure that you can grab one of these $500 checks. Now again, just so that there's no confusion, this is a one-time check. It is not an ongoing guaranteed basic income check like we've seen in literally a lot of other cities, right? Tons and tons of other cities, like 50, 60, 65 cities out there right now that are sending out these monthly checks. This is just a one-time check that is being sent out because of the billions of dollars that the federal government sent out to states, cities, and localities earlier this year. Let me tell you the details. All right, so first off, mark this down. Applications in St. Louis, Missouri for this $500 one-time check will be opening on December 18th. I'm guessing there's probably going to be a rush for the door on that day because there's probably a lot of people in St. Louis who want to grab this, right? So mark that date down, December 18th. In fact, down in the description of this video, I'm going to put a link for you where you can go right to that link and it's going to give you all the information right from the city website. You can apply right on that website. Otherwise, you can also apply in person with a paper application at, it sounds like the city hall or something like that. Again, If you're in St. Louis, you probably have a pretty good idea. Honestly, I'm not there, so if you live there, you probably know where this place is. But anyway, I will link that website right down below in the description. Check it out if you live in St. Louis. But let me tell you some other details. They're going to be sending out 9,300 of these checks for low-income individuals. So again, it's very limited, only 9,300 available, $500. Again, you can start applying on December 18th, and your income must be at 80% or less than the median of that area. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not look up the median income in that area, but if basically, let's just say this much. If you're low income, you're probably below 80% of the median income of St. Louis. Again, I don't know what that exact number is. They did not allude to it, but it can probably be found relatively easily. And to be honest with you, I honestly didn't look it up, okay? But anyway, if you're in St. Louis, you might want to check this out. So again, applications opening December 18th, and check out that link down below. So again, I know this doesn't pertain to everybody here, but as I come across all this information, I'd like to lay it out for you, especially when I see applications opening in a matter of days. Hey, you've got the information here, right? So do what you can. Get in line. Make sure you can grab that $500 if you're eligible for it. And I'm guessing the vast majority of you watching this channel are probably lower income or fixed income. You know what I mean? So if you can be eligible for it, grab it, right? As I've always said in my videos, my duty is to be here for you, to do all the research I can, and to make sure that I'm helping you get as much money and other benefits as we possibly can as a result of the stimulus packages or anything else that's going on a state level, county level, city level, locality level, whatever it happens to be. I want to make sure that I'm helping you get as much money as possible. So again, for those St. Louis people, check that link out down below. All right. Next, let's quickly talk about a new trend that is starting to emerge across millions of Americans right now. And honestly, this is kind of alarming. Now, this is actually kind of interesting because I've been talking about this over the last couple weeks here. I've mentioned it in a few different videos, and now I just randomly came across some information that literally concludes and solidifies everything I've been talking about in previous reports. So here's what it is. In October, 27% of Americans who were surveyed said that they have applied for a credit card in the last 12 months. 27% of people. So in other words, 27 out of every 100 people walking around that were surveyed said that they have applied for a new credit card in the last 12 months. Not only that, in that same time period in October, 11% of people who were asked are not only applying for new credit cards, but also reaching out to their current credit cards, asking them to increase their credit limits so we can ultimately spend more and float more of a balance. Now, why is this an emerging trend, and why is this something that's kind of scary that we need to pay attention to? Well, if you've been watching my other videos, you've heard me say, Americans don't have a whole lot of money right now. As a result of that, we are going back to the trends that we were seeing in 2019 prior to all of this stimulus money that has been floated out and helping people pay down credit card balances since early 2020. Well, as a result of that, people are running out of money, and as a result of these higher prices due to inflation, we're starting to float our balances and all of our living expenses, groceries, gas in our car, insurances, food on the table, basically all the living expenses, clothes at this time of year, probably maybe some gifts for family, friends, loved ones, people like that. We're starting to float these balances on credit cards, which is why people are starting to turn to new credit card openings and asking their credit cards to increase credit limits, therefore allowing us to spend even more. It's not a good thing, right? Don't get me wrong. Sometimes credit cards are really nice to help us get by a tough time where we can maybe float a balance for a month or two, or maybe a little bit longer, and ultimately try to pay it down as quickly as possible, because we all know those higher interest rates on credit cards can be really painful if we have to pay on those things, right? It's not fun paying 19.5% on a credit card, right? We all understand that. It is not fun paying those interest rates. But this is one way that people are reaching out and finding a way to start paying for some of our necessities, the things that we need, and maybe even some of those holiday gifts right now. Again, as I've talked about in previous reports, 11.5% of people out there right now are saying they're not even going to spend a single penny on holiday gifts this year because they simply don't have the money for it. But some people are turning to credit to get this done. Now, again, I'm not here to advocate credit cards. I'm not here to say you should or you should not. But I do know that credit cards can be a very dangerous thing to work with, right? Especially if you maybe float a little bit too much of a balance there and you can't get it paid down quickly. Those interest rates can be really, really tough and can be really painful to work with going forward, right? It's really hard to get ahead when you're paying 19.5 or 21.75% interest, right? It's a hard thing to do. But anyway, this is a trend that I saw laying out. I saw this just in a recent report, and I thought, kind of interesting, because I've literally been talking about this over the last few weeks here, how Americans are running out of money and starting to float balances on credit cards. And here yet again, we're starting to see the evidence come out that these people, 27% of Americans, are applying for new credit cards in the month of October alone. That's just October. What about November? Well, we don't have that information yet, right? So the month just ended, so we'll be getting that here probably relatively soon. So anyway, something else just pointing toward why Americans need additional relief right now, because we're just having a hard time paying the bills, making the ends meet every single month, and therefore we need to do something to actually make those ends meet. And a lot of times, unfortunately, we need to turn to credit cards because that's what we need to do to grab that credit, right? So according to this report as well, banks are apparently making it a little bit easier to not only apply and get approved for cards, but also to raise our credit limits. So again, the banks and financial institutions, they love it because it just means more money for them at the end of the day, right? But I guess business is business. And again, I'm not taking sides anyway. I'm just simply saying kind of one of the necessary evils of business, right, is kind of taking advantage of people when they're down. Yeah, kind of sad, right? But anyway, something that I found out in this report. One other thing, too, I want to mention this quickly. I've been reading through the comments section, as I always do, and unfortunately, in one of my videos just the other day, I saw a number of people reaching out saying, I'm taking out personal loans right now to help me get by right now. Again, a sad situation. Nobody should have to take out personal loans just to pay for the regular necessities, right? Again, just something else I noticed. I wanted to throw it out there. So anyway, I hope you're having a nice day so far. I will keep an eye on everything Congress is doing. Again, that vote coming down today. If you're in St. Louis, check out the link down below. Mark the date on your calendar. Set an alarm. Set an alert. Whatever you have to do. December 18th is when those applications will be opening. I have the link down in the description for you. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to the research, see what else I can find going on out there right now, as there's a lot of things that are updating, but I'll be here for you with all those updates for you. So make sure to subscribe down below, share this video, or go back and check out any of the other videos here on the channel. There's almost 2,000 videos. Share any of those with your friends, family, and social media. And please remember, I'm here to help you out as your one and only daily advocate. Enjoy your day. I'll catch you again later.